I think you can do the questions later, but that's.
Yeah, if it's pressing and you're gonna forget it, go ahead, but.
I won't forget it.
Okay, good. The fire chief, as firefighters will, remember another thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Because we don't want to have to use our defibs, I was supposed to remind you, there is an alarm in here. Okay, if we get a call, the alarm is going to go off. It is not an evacuation tone. It will be a call from crews and they will be departing. But I wanted you to know if you did hear a loud series of tones, that's what that would be. Thank you.
And we won't get in trouble. All right. Our prosecutor, Julie Denzel.
Thank you. I have to keep it to 2 minutes, and Jack was teasing me and said, you didn't keep it to 2 minutes last time. I did because I have my notes, so I'm going to read from my notes. I'm an attorney. It's really hard to be brief. We are fully staffed for the first time, excuse my back, for the first time since I took office. On the criminal side, we gained Scott Rosecrans, who's an exceptionally qualified prosecutor, and as chief deputy prosecuting attorney, he has brought innovations to the office which have been saving us money. In order to assist district court with a huge backlog of cases, Rosecrans is organizing a pre-charge diversion program for low-risk, non-violent crimes like driving while suspended, third degree, and possession of marijuana under 40 grams. This program will provide services instead of punishment to offenders in addressing the issues that got them into the criminal justice system in the first place. We are extremely pleased with our working relationship with Tony Hernandez. The cooperation between our two offices has led to convictions of some very serious violent offenders, and many crimes that had been occurring in our county could be tracked back to 4 individuals, all of whom received lengthy prison sentences subsequent to their conviction. Sheriff Hernandez and I agree that the worst crimes in Jefferson County are often the result of use of methamphetamine, and we have worked tirelessly and cooperatively in obtaining a $450,000 grant to go after those who are manufacturing and selling methamphetamine in the county. We also received a grant to hire a special deputy prosecuting attorney who focuses mainly on domestic violence assaults, both on the felony and misdemeanor level, and that is working out really well. We need to have a specialized prosecutor in that area because it's such a complicated field of prosecution. Now that's the good news. The bad news is one of those grants ends in a year. I'll be down a deputy prosecutor, and the grant with Sheriff Hernandez ends in 2 years. We'll be down 3 deputy prosecutors at that time, and we'll be in very bad shape unless the economy improves, and we hope it will. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Our treasurer, Judy Morris.
Thank you, Mike. I am the county's bank, so I'm responsible for all the public revenue that comes in. I take it in, I make sure it gets in the right pot, so each district or department has the money they need to spend to accomplish the goals that they have for that year. I also redeem the warrants, and those aren't warrants that Tony's issuing. These are check-type warrants that we use in government to make sure that the departments have enough money to pay their bills. And then with what little money is left over, I try to invest it, both for the county and each of the districts. And that really is a challenge in these times when 4 years ago, the standard rate at the local government investment pool that the state runs was over 6%. And today it's at 0.24. So that's pretty indicative of the kind of rates that are out there. So it's a challenge, and we search daily for good rates so that we can get the best return on your money that we can get.
And our county clerk, Julie Gordon.
Hello. The county clerk's office serves the Superior Court by managing all the paperwork, all of the funds that move through Superior Court. We provide clerks for the courtroom and safekeep the exhibits and records. We also provide jury for both district and Superior Court. This year our staff is down 7% due to budget cuts, and We are currently in the process of clearing out, getting ready for the Pierce trial and all of the exhibits that will come our way.
Thank you. And our county auditor, Alder.
Thank you for being here this evening. I guess we'll take less than 2 minutes. In the county auditor's office, we now have 5 functions. We do the audit and accounting and financial statements for Jefferson County. We make sure that those taxpayer dollars that you pay, that department heads and elected officials are spending that money according to the budget that the commissioners have approved. We do vehicle and vessel licensing renewals and use tax for that. The recording function, anything that needs to be recorded happens in our department. Passport application acceptance facility. We now accept passports, so if you're going to go travel somewhere, come to us and then we're going to quiz you, see where you're going, because we have to work and you get to go play. So that's part of what we do. We also, the 5th thing is that we conduct elections, and right now we have the Port Ludlow Drainage District election. There are 1,131 parcels in that election. It's a different type of election that we have to conduct. 468 ballots have been returned. You know, one ballot, one vote can make a difference. So we would like to see some more of those ballots returned by February 2nd. We will be open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. on the 2nd in case you need a replacement ballot. Call us if you're in the drainage district. You know who you are because Judy assesses you. And that's it. Thank you. 1 minute, 30 seconds.
I think our next elected official might take your spare time. Sheriff Hernandez.
Well, since I'm not a very big man, I will come up front here, so everybody doesn't have to crank their neck and kind of look between everybody's heads. Of course, you know, I don't need to tell you, we're in a crisis like no other. So all the services, all the different offices in county government are suffering. The sheriff's office is down by 5 positions. And so I always do a little test, and I ask people, I said, how many people do you think I have that can patrol the road? I have 13 road deputies, and that's got to cover 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So at any given time, there's usually about 3 deputies. We have 1,800 square miles, we have 300 miles of inland waterways, so we're up against a very difficult situation with continuing to provide the high level of service that we have in the past. But we will continue to do that, because in my staff meetings, one thing that we've talked about is that typically in an organization like mine, it's full of believers, and we truly believe that we're doing something bigger than ourselves, and so we're going to continue to provide that high level of service. An important note will be that I have more volunteers than I do paid people. I have 51 paid people. I have 100 volunteers. Tonight, all the people that you saw out there were volunteers. So I'm humbled by the level of participation that I get from the community. And if anything, in the time that I have, that's the message that I want to convey, is that the sheriff's office cannot do it by itself. The community is a force multiplier. I need your eyes, your ears, and your participation. And if you're interested in volunteering at the sheriff's office, please let me know. And Mike always tells me not to do this, but I always thank him while I'm up here for being a good mentor and coach.
We have 3 more elected officials, and those are our county commissioners. So we'll have about 6 more minutes of updates. I'm going to hand out the wherewithal for you to write your questions out. We'll take maybe 5 minutes or so of quiet time while you write those questions out, and then